Hey everyone, and welcome to Tabletop Obscura presents Agents of Edgewatch, the Epilogue.
Yay!
But also,
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. But we've
Manage.
We've reached it.
We have
The pinnacle of games.
We've won Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Pack it up, boys. We're going home.
They said it could have been done. But no, it's done. We've gotten to level 20. So tonight is pretty much going to be our heroes. Our heroes just getting their send-offs and everything else like that. But
yeah, it is.
Before we do that, and so we can stall a little bit for Ian to get here, how's everyone's week been?
I've been recovering from Corbin.
Yay!
Yeah. Spicy
I mean,
tough.
at least you're recovering.
Yeah, it's better than the alternative, right?
Yes, sir.
That's just something dead people tell you.
Right.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Mm-hmm.
This whole need to rest thing.
Overrated.
But no, I also have a little bit of a sore throat that I've been fighting, but this is fine. It's fine.
He's got COVID.
God, it better not have. I just got over it.
Did you go to the plague house again?
Fuck.
Oh. Whoops.
It's fine. I did go to the plague house.
Why?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because everyone was fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure.
And then what happened?
Then my
And
sore
then
throat
got
got
COVID.
worse.
And then they weren't.
But no, I can't really blame them for it.
You can, and you should.
That's absolutely what you should be doing.
Like I'm about to say, it doesn't feel like the spicy cough, but you know, if I'm paralytic in the next couple of days, I'll let you know.
For me,
Right,
it was
roger
like
that.
a few days after I got some flavor in my throat.
Yeah,
Flavor.
that's one way to put it.
Was when I actually tested positive on a rat.
Yeah. Well, I don't really go anywhere, so like I work from home. The only time I go out is if I need groceries, and I do like bulk shops now.
Or if you go to the plague house.
Yes, or if I go to the plague house, as Nick has so helpfully pointed out several times.
So I wonder, of all the places you go, where you could have picked something up from. Really a mystery.
Truly, truly a mystery. But Nick, how's your week been?
Terrible, thank you for asking. Moving along.
What do you mean terrible?
What about that good thing that happened?
I'm waiting.
I mean, you were talking about a good thing before stream.
What, my excitement for a new Transformers to come out?
Yes!
What?
Yeah, that's cool. That hasn't happened yet, so
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, but everyone's talking about the stuff coming out of San Diego Comic-Con.
I'm
Okay.
more waiting for the end of the week when Digimon comes out.
What? What is coming out?
It's called Digimon Survive.
Yep.
It's a visual novel that lightly breaks out into a game every once in a while. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, cool. I dig it. A visual novel that lightly breaks out into game every now and then. Yeah,
Oh.
I've played some of them. I know
Yeah,
what
no,
they're about.
That's
It's
a genre
absolutely
now.
a genre.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, as I enter my late 30s, I'm about them. Like, I'm pretty okay with that genre.
Right?
Ooh.
Like, what do you mean?
I don't need
can,
those
I can
mad
put this
reactions like all the
down
kids. Yeah,
for
that's
a
true.
week, come back, and I'll know how to play it.
Yeah, so true.
Like those Connect 3 games that also have a storyline. and they're weirdly compelling as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I want one of those right now so bad.
Thank you for the subscription, Sean. I really appreciate it.
I've been playing this game on my phone. It's a Sonic game.
Yep.
And like you can unlock various characters, and they had one where it's like unlock Metal Sonic, and I did that, and now I don't feel the need to unlock any of the other characters that they keep throwing at me.
Yeah,
Well-
they're all shit, right? Like
Yes.
Metal Sonic. Why the fuck would you need anything other than Metal Sonic?
Like
What?
you upgrade the characters, right? Metal
Yeah.
Sonic comes with most of his upgrades already unlocked. They knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's always Amy.
I got Amy. I got Amy before Metal Sonic. Don't start me on this.
Have you got Cream the Rabbit yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was close to spending money to get Cream the Rabbit. Shut the fuck up.
Fair.
What, you were going to spend money for Cream the Rabbit?
Yeah, Matt. Let's say that a few more times.
Well,
Everyone knows that where it's at really is her fucking MILF of a mom. Anyway,
Yep.
those
No.
are not words that I thought I'd ever
This is-
hear Nick say,
this is what
but he
happens.
has said them.
This is what happens when Ian's not around to stop me from saying things.
Oh no, I love it.
This is all Ian's fault. Yeah.
I love these kind of before game moments where we can just kind of talk shit.
As we have seen in the game itself, if I am left unsupervised for any amount of time, who knows what will happen.
God. Though I am kind of looking forward to your next character.
Maybe I'll channel Vanilla.
With Channel Vanilla.
Yeah. Fucking hot rabbit.
How many rabbits do they have in the main cast? Like 3?
2.
2?
It's just cream and vanilla.
Ah. There's that third one I keep talking about, but she's not
one
canon
of them.
apparently.
No,
Yeah.
she's, yeah. Thank you, Ken Penders.
That guy.
That one guy.
Also, if you think I know a lot about Sonic, I really don't. It's mostly Nick's fault.
Hooray!
I've been
infect
watching
others.
all of the old cartoons recently. They're a lot of fun.
I know names of some of the characters.
There we go. That's where most people are at.
Listen, okay, this is what tonight's game's about. I'm gonna school you guys. Sonic T Hedgehog.
God.
Us?
Sean, you're asking what we're going to be playing next. We are going to be going to Outlaws of Alkenstar next. However, and this is some high housekeeping, we are probably going to be changing the day and the time at which we're streaming. No confirmations yet, but people's jobs and things.
Rudy Tooty Cowboy Shooty.
Yes.
Woohoo!
We're going to be using some third-party products to really drive home the whole cowboy-ness of the whole thing.
Where will we be getting these third-party products from, Matthew?
You'll probably be getting them from me. Don't worry,
Sweet.
I've already purchased them.
Oh, I was thinking, from
So we
your...
were plugging your own stuff.
That's the one.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, because we're not doing a steampunk supplement yet. I've already pitched the idea in the project. We can't do it for this Kickstarter. We might be doing it as an interim project. There's no confirmations yet.
That's fair. Just a little like 32-page splat.
We're thinking about 50 pages,
Oh.
where I really get to stretch my muscles as a
Yeah,
steampunk fanboy.
You could fit a like level 5 one-shot in there.
That
In a 50-pager. Jeez.
I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if it happens. Because there's stuff that needs to be pitched and written and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
it's probably going to be done completely in-house. We're probably not going to get much in the way of freelancers for it, so it's going to be a lot of work. But no, we will be using Gunsmoke at the very least. It's a Pathfinder Infinite product from Eldrick Osiris Games. And we'll probably also be using the hero crafting book from Leapfrog Publishing, I think, also on Pathfinder Infinite. Because the hero crafting kind of allows you to spread your crafting out a little bit more, or, shorten it down a hell of a lot. Because the crafting system as it currently stands is kind of, how would everyone else... Yeah.
It was a starting off point.
Works great for crafting like actual magical items, not so great for crafting literally any consumable.
Well, not just that. If you're running it at a fast-paced campaign, which Agents of Edgewatch is presented as, then there's not really enough time to do everything.
No,
Yeah.
you can't craft anything.
You can't, in the middle of a person dying and chasing down the murder suspect, you can't just say, "Hey GM,
Yeah,
can we take
let's
4
take a-
days?"
Yeah, let's take a week off while I make this
You're,
thing.
you're a police officer, not an adventurer.
Yeah.
Because, like, wasn't this
Very true.
originally supposed to just be like one summer?
Yeah, the entire events of Agents of Edgewatch are supposed to go over the course of the Radiant Festival, which happens over a summer.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
it feels very compressed. Which
Uh,
it would be if it were a movie,
yes.
but it wouldn't be if it were a TV show. And I've always thought of long-term D&D games as like a TV series, right?
Yeah. If I was to suggest Agents of Edgewatch, I would probably go like TV, 8 episodes per book.
Yeah.
Kind of like that HBO. What do they call it? Prime TV,
Yep.
Prestige TV.
Prestige TV. Oh.
That Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just
I like
Prestige
Prestige City
TV.
TV land.
just with more magic and less, unnecessary stuff.
I like unnecessary stuff. Where most of me shines.
Well, that said, who's seen the trailer for the D&D movie?
Yeah.
I have not seen the trailer for the D&D movie.
It's pretty
but
neat.
Like-
Inevitably, I saw people complain about it.
Oh
so-
god.
It's the internet.
Yeah,
Everyone complains about everything.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised.
No one's surprised at
Yeah.
the fact that the internet complained.
Hmm.
It's more the area of complaint that people latched onto where I'm just like, yeah, alright. Yes, the druid can change into an owlbear. That's
That's like I saw 4
Okay.
posts specifically about that, and was a little confused
And people whinge
as to why it mattered.
At all.
Technically, monstrosities and not beasts, and that's why people are whinging about it.
That is the meme that I saw. Yes, but owlbears are like Wizards of the Coast's licensed product, right? They're gonna fucking
Yeah,
have one of
They're
them.
going to they're
and
going to show an owlbear in the movie.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
matter
What's-
how they do it; they're gonna do it.
What's the dude with the eye stalk floating orb thing? That's
The Beholder?
Yeah, Beholder. They'll have one of them, right? And they'll have
Um,
like
Definitely have an intellect devourer
yeah,
from somewhere.
mind flayer or
From
some
somewhere.
fucking shit.
So in the trailer we saw a displacer beast, a mimic, like a true chest
Oh,
mimic.
yep,
Of
course.
gelatinous cube.
Oh, yep.
We saw the druid turn into an owlbear twice,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why everyone lost their shit. Also, she's apparently a tiefling because she has horns, and I'm kind of like, does it really matter?
Oh, owlbears are not exclusive. It's open game license, apparently. There you
Yeah. Owlbears are OGL.
go. Right, I thought owlbears were.
Like someone made a real one, and that's why they're OGL. Buy it from the zoo, though.
Beholders are okay. Beholders do belong to Wizards of the Coast, so that's why Bat Koval, for instance, will call them Eye Tyrants for whenever he does one of his products.
Just as a like, makes sense.
Which is wild because in the D&D books they are also called eye tyrants.
Yeah, but you can't copyright that because it's too vague.
The fuck it is!
Oh no, look, you go into the history of the licensing behind some of the shit with Wizards of the Coast, it's fucking wild.
I know, because the same company does Transformers names, and some of them are like Bump.
Yeah. Like, I think
How
it was
many
the-
people are gonna name something Bump and make it a robot, though?
Bump the robot.
Well,
Enough?
one of them's called
Enough.
Pit Stop, if I remember right.
Grease Pit, Pit Stop,
Yeah.
Waspinator.
But no, there was...
I could go on just by looking around me.
Yeah.
Slipstream, Whirl, Kids.
But no, the trailer actually looks good. Someone said that it looks like fantasy Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm like...
That's pretty cool. That sounds like
Yeah.
a good time.
That sounds like a pretty fucking good time to me.
I liked Guardians of the Galaxy. It was a good time.
We're not after, like, highbrow action.
We're
Drama,
not after someone's
grittiness.
campaign. We're
No.
after a movie.
We're after something fun. Like,
There was something in there that looked like a really fat dragon, and I'm all for that.
Well, someone pointed out that the name of the bard that Chris Pine is playing is called Egan. But
Edgen?
it's spelled Edgen. And
Is
in the
Edge of
promotion...
Bob.
Yep.
Nice.
And it's like, well, the writers were very self-aware. And Michelle Rodriguez is playing the barbarian for the group, so... I
But
mean,
we're gonna see
enough.
it now, aren't we? Yeah.
That makes sense.
And everyone's pretty sure that Justice Smith is going to be a half-elf and playing a wizard. Because, of fucking course, that's how they're going to have their wizard in there.
I mean, you wouldn't have an old man with.
No, but you know... I know why they
unless, like-
didn't, but I would have liked to have seen a Dragonborn or maybe a Tabaxi. I know
Yeah.
why they didn't.
I would have
That'll
liked to
work.
see them do the old man wizard, but like max out his acrobatics.
AKA Yoda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded a muscle wizard.
a muscle wizard would have been good. I could dig a muscle wizard.
Yeah, but what happens when they cast Tense's transformation? Do they get more buff or less buff?
I just... It looks like fun. I'm gonna go watch it. I will probably watch it the first weekend it's out or something like that.
Yeah, I suspect so.
Yeah, do the gold class thing for it, because fuck it, why not? I know we play Pathfinder here, but when it comes down to it, if the D&D
Cool
movie's a
fantasy.
success, people will look to other properties and be like, oh, can we do this with this?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, I could see Galarian in like a HBO series or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just not Netflix.
Like Left 4 Dead. What's the series that has gone on forever? The zombie one?
Walking Dead.
That one.
Walking-
Yeah.
Walking Dead of Last War. That'd be a pretty neat series.
That would be pretty fun, actually. Like just fighting all different types of undead in the Eye of Terror. But there's so many good stories you could have in Galarian, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
This isn't the one in Submentum Obscurus, by the way. One that needs clarification.
Yes, well. Is there anything else? I think that's it.
Yeah, might be it. The
Gonna-
you know
Yep.
the bottom bit of the banana that's like the little black bit that you don't eat?
Yep.
That's called the bananus.
I'm not sure if you're fucking with me.
Neither am I! It's like,
It's-
I don't think that's correct, but I
it
don't know
sounds
enough to
legit enough.
argue. Yeah.
I mean, you'll call it the bananus from now on, won't you?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I could look it up online.
Bananus.
I could look it up now and be proven wrong, and I will still call it the bananas.
What
Yep,
the
you're
fuck
welcome.
did I just come back to?
Bill, derailing the conversation.
Ah, I would never. I would never.
For those
Take
tired,
offense, good sir. Offense.
Tonight is probably going to be pretty chill. Like I said, we're doing our epilogue for the campaign, so we're going to be shooting the shit a little bit while we get our heroes and characters all sorted for the rest of their lives, so to speak.
Jeez.
I
What?
do like that he made the distinction
you're
there,
quite
heroes and characters.
Yeah, there's two different ones.
A little bit. But
A little bit.
well, anyway. Well, Ian's not quite here yet, but I think he might be a little busy for a little while, so... Who remembers what happened last time?
We won.
Fucking...
Yeah! We fucking put Terramore in the ground. And then we lifted her out of the building that went in the ground.
That crashed down into the...
Yeah, we literally all superhero landed, and then it faded to black.
Well,
Because the building landed on top of us.
I made a lady upset. I made two ladies
Epilogue's
upset.
done.
We did.
Alright, see you all next week.
Bye! Oh.
This has been Agents of Edgewatch for Tabletop.
I have never wanted the roll credits button more in my life. But that's pretty much what happened after climbing the tower to... Oh, I'll say it. After climbing Lady Terramore's tower and absolutely devastating her in a fight in which you fought her as her mostly human self, then had to take her on in her massive empowered kaiju form, and you can thank Eldritch Dream Games for that one, because he was the one who wrote it. They had to make a quick run for the tower to safety. After doing a couple of skill checks and leaping from it, they landed safely on an airship piloted by the kobolds.
That's right.
Before landing safely from, where the collision spot is going to be, to uproarious applause from everyone there. And that's pretty much where we open up again. As a mostly kobold crowd is kind of cheering. There's, of course, members of the various precincts and guard divisions who are also there to cheer you on and congratulate. There's obvious signs that a battle has been waged on the ground, even as a lot of you were exploring the tower up top. But with Terramore defeated, and in your arms, I believe, Quintus.
Yeah. Or over my shoulder, at least.
The victory is won.
Sweet. We probably got to get this lady to, what the fuck are we going to do with her?
Well, that is a question.
Toss her off the airship.
Oh, jeez. Quintus probably won't do that.
No. Well, look, there is an argument to say that she was not a sound mind.
Yeah, but she did summon the thing in the first place and was like, I need some help to achieve my dreams because I feel mediocre being in a position of power.
I'm pretty sure that's one of those things that happens enough here that there are laws and legal people specifically designed for that.
Get help groups.
Well, no, there is actually a division of wizards in Absalom who actually...
fucking wizard.
They literally handle that kind of thing. I'm not sure if I mentioned this on stream or not, but they even come out like once a year to say what spells have been banned. And under what conditions.
I think we need to take her to Aberrations Anonymous.
Well, she's fine. She
get
left the
out.
aberration behind.
I mean, I don't think she left the aberration behind. I think someone changed reality and left the aberration behind.
Pretty much. Because our bard stepped up to the plate and was like, no, I'm going to replace your reality with my own.
He sung her out of the spider.
He did, and he did a fantastic job of it. And Desner smiled down upon him. Sorry, a mystical butterfly of shiny, shiny wings smiled down upon him.
You can just say Desner, it's fine.
It's fine. Well, that's good.
Gods in my Pathfinder game?
More likely than you think. But One of the first to come up and congratulate you, of course, is Winsel Starborn himself. Bloody,
yeah.
a little bit injured, helmet under one arm. He kind of comes up applauding before kind of holding out a hand for all of you to shake.
Oh, I
I do.
Yeah,
so.
okay.
I shake
Yep.
him with the hand that is not holding the rod of whatever.
Yeah,
Winsel, it's lovely to see you made it.
yeah, no, we're honestly just glad that, it was touch and go for a little while there.
From the Precipice Quarter.
It's... The Precipice Quarter is fine.
Oh, good.
Most of the fighting was kind of contained to the Wise Quarter and the Pebble District.
We're all the way up here.
But as the tower ascended, there was a point there where things just seemed to ramp up, and Proteans just started rushing out from everywhere.
Doesn't sound good.
Crafty bastards.
It was... We've had casualties, but overall, we were successful in holding them back. And then suddenly it all stopped, and the tower was falling, and we saw all of you descending from it at a rather rapid pace, and we sent the airship to retrieve you.
Thanks.
Fucking damn quick ship.
Well, it was already... We were using it for scouting.
No, I understand. Yeah.
We already had it aloft. But no, as acting Primarch, because he kind of looks to Lady Terramore, I think she will no longer be in her role, so I will be once again acting Primarch. On behalf
Seems like a good idea.
On behalf of myself and the city of Absalom, you have our thanks. I'm sure there'll be a ceremony, there'll be medals, there'll be all that other stuff. Probably after the cleanup is done. But no, the city is in your debt, and if there's anything we can do to repay that, you have my ear. If you want to go and think about it, then that's also fine. I know some of you have ambitions that might be a little bit beyond me, but we'll help in whatever way we can.
Everyone side-eyes Marta.
Like, he's not overt about it, but no, there's definitely a slight glance towards Mato when he says that.
Mata's just completely oblivious to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't me.
We'll be talking about any of this here.
But
Cities in your debt, you're crushing debt. Yeah.
But in the meantime, I think this calls for a drink, don't you?
Yes. I am
The
keen
Tengu.
to get back to the Dragon's Veil.
The Dragon's Veil it is. And of course, there's something of a parade as the lot of you make your way to the Dragon's Veil. It starts off as just kind of the group of the soldiers and other warriors before it becomes almost a full-on parade as other survivors and celebrants and just general well-wishers. Flowers are thrown from the balconies and other magical effects are done. Even as you go through the Wise Quarter and the Ascendant Court, there is magic, sparks, and illusions in celebration of you. There's even, the sky writing kind of appears on the edge of a kite. Congratulations and thanks.
Yeah, right.
How many people does Marta try to dominate along the way?
I mean, that's up to Marta.
I get the feeling it's like a spook reaction. Like someone pops up a confetti tube in her ear, and she's like, ah! Throws a radiant spark in their face.
But eventually you do get back to the Dragon's Veil, and extra drinks are brought in, barrels of ale and other libations are brought in from around the city. The presents and gifts continue to flow just as the food does. And the celebration lasts all the way through the night.
Importantly, I assume I find Parva fairly quickly, and they are in good health.
She is in good health. She is slightly injured, but it's mostly just scratch wounds. Her blacksmith hammer is it's very bloody and will probably need some repairs from damage.
Yeah, fair enough. I assume that we hurriedly embrace and then both like, ow! Oh, careful of my ow, my back. Ow.
Yeah, no, I've got a broken rib.
Yeah, dislocated shoulder. It's back in now, but it's loose. It's loose. The doctor said to take it easy. Don't lift my arms above my shoulders. It's out again. It's out again. Halcyon!
I just roll some elixirs down the countertop.
Oh, like slide them down the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
But one of the things that immediately comes from Parva is kind of like, well, you've saved the city now.
It would seem so, yes. This time.
Oh, what? There's not some other bigger danger on the horizon, is there?
Not that I know about yet.
Because I've heard the stories.
Again.
Just that same vacant expression.
Like, there's no, like, dragon going to be coming over that horizon to burn us all to a crisp, or we're not going to get, like, a lich marching down their doors again? No?
Not that I know
in
of,
both instances.
But I will be ready. If there ever is.
Not... Okay, so that was the expected answer, but not quite the answer I was after.
There will be nothing wrong. I nod at Quintus.
But...
I confusedly nod back. Like, yeah, I know what we're nodding about. I'm informed.
She takes your hands in hers. I mean, it's about time we start considering the next step, huh?
You're right. This place
Fix the
probably
pirate
could
room.
use extensions.
She reaches into her apron pocket and pulls out a small box.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, look, I know in human cultures it's usually the guy who does this.
Mm-hmm.
And she opens up to reveal a gold band with a couple of simple but very nicely cut inset ruby red gems.
I see. I glance at this ring box being proffered before me. And I'll just roll it. I'll just roll it. See how oblivious to the situation I am.
Okay.
Oh, fuck, I don't have the game open. Sorry. Jesus Christ. What number does your IP address start with? Fucking hell.
A, B, C, D.
Is it 1?
1.
It's 2.
Yeah, I found it.
You found it? Do I need to send it to you again?
Nah, you're all good. Buying you a domain this week.
You buy me a domain? Okay.
Yeah.
That's not terrifying. I don't know what to do with a domain.
Not use your IP directly.
So, like, others can see it. I just use my local socket address.
It also means that we can connect to it even if you time out.
Wow, that's the other thing. I do have a Forge account, and I was considering switching over Alkenstar to Forge, But
to a hosted thing.
yeah, but I'm
rather
kind of
run
on
it
the
off your
fence.
computer.
Well, I'm kind of on the fence about it because my internet has been stable and has been for like over a month now. And
now that you've made the switch and the switch has like come good.
yeah, and we're all connecting in Australia, so I don't really see an issue with it.
Yep.
For
I mean-
the American game, it's better for Forge because then we can all kind of meet in the middle connection wise. But you were making a roll. Or is it
Yeah.
still loading?
No, I mean, I'm just wondering what I should roll. I'm gonna roll Society.
Okay.
Probably.
Well,
Play dumb this time. I think I know exactly what's going on.
yeah, no, that absolutely looks like a wedding band.
Yeah, and this is clearly like a. I look at Parva.
Yeah.
I look around the room, and
What was that?
nothing.
I don't
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happened. Oh. The next step.
I mean, if you want to ask the question, you can. I mean, I've made the rings already, but
I pull her close and embrace her and just simply say, "Yes, I will."
with that, she starts to cry a little. It's the happy sobbing of a marriage proposal gone well. It doesn't take for a lot of the other people in the room, particularly the more canny ones, to immediately clue onto this.
Mm-hmm.
Rose is amongst them
Oh, yes, of course.
as he strikes up the music.
Mm-hmm.
And
I will step up onto the rung of the stool and turn to the bar. Like, the city is safe. Please enjoy. Please join me in celebrating my proposal of marriage to the most beautiful person in the city.
she kind of laughs at that and then pulls you back off the bar.
Drinks are on the house.
She winces at that one and goes, "Yeah, no,
Suddenly
that's
everyone cheers.
yeah."
They're like, yeah,
Yeah,
drinks are on the house. Yeah, hey.
The cheering redoubles. But Halcyon, what are you doing while all this is going on?
Waiting for my drink. Where's the ghost bartenders?
Well, the ghost bartenders don't start until midnight.
Ooh.
You're going to be waiting a while for that drink.
Well, I guess I'll go in the back room, get changed.
Get changed into your civvies?
Yeah, literally.
Or get changed into.
I'm just gonna get changed
Elias.
into a regular old bartender looking dude,
Oh, right, okay.
and then start serving myself a drink.
Right, you're just gonna go put a bartender's costume on because no one's
Yeah.
serving you drinks.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Well, no one really pays this any mind. And they just kind of instantly start treating you as the bartender. Like, to a good degree. Like, they're not getting overly demanding or anything like that, but they start coming up to the bar offering drinks. I think everyone else who was aware of the situation probably looks over and doesn't think much of it either. But otherwise, you do that thing that some people do at parties where they start serving the drinks. When they're not actually stuff. We laugh, but I've done it at more than one occasion. I may or may not have worked in hospitality before.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But, detective, what are you doing at this party?
Marta probably, first Marta empties her pockets so that there's someone paying for all these drinks that are suddenly on the house.
The city owes you one. They can probably pick up the tab for this one.
I mean, it better. Otherwise, Marta'll have a drink with Tenebrae. Do a little cheers.
Yeah.
Just sort of calm down from everything that's just going on.
Yeah, no, look. Considering everything that's happened, like, not even the last 24 hours, but the last the last month or two. Like, as characters, as players, you've gone from new recruits to a brand new division of the Absalom Guard to agents for Star Watch, like one of the premier agencies within Absalom, to saving the city from a threat that was intent on destroying the entire place. Like, how are your characters feeling about this? Now that you've actually got the chance to kind of sit back and breathe and relax and finally have a chance to settle with it all.
At the moment, pretty joyous. Like, but in days to come, it might actually start to settle in, like, to hit as to, like, the enormity of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of you have gone toe-to-toe with creatures that people will live their entire lives and never even hear about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've had glimpses of other planes. You visited the planes of chaos, even briefly. And that's something that only very few people get. Like, this Galarian's a high fantasy world, but some of the things that you've seen, some of the things that you've done...
We went to the Shadow Realm. We went back in time.
We're super high.
Did we do a time travel?
Yeah, you did a quick time jump.
Yeah.
Regrettably. But you did a time jump. I've already gone on record and said that I do not like time travel shenanigans. The Dark Archive has an entire section dedicated to time travel shenanigans, and I'm like, thanks, I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's handled well, but it's still kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm going to let anyone play someone who's lost in time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just because of the impacts it could have upon the story. But how's Halcyon taking all this in? Dressed as a bartender?
Just ready to get back to normal.
Just kind of...
He's done his community service, I think, several lifetimes over in the span of like 2 months.
Yeah, no.
This was only supposed to be like a 3-week community service bit.
Yeah.
And he got roped into a citywide conflict.
And yeah, no, look. I think it goes without saying that Halcyon / Elias will be pardoned of all crimes. And it's entirely possible that the local legal establishments will probably look the other way, depending on what you get up to in the future. But I imagine it's also just that sense of relief. Like, it's done now.
Indubitably.
Like, going back to the regular life, even as adrenaline seeking as it could be, it's just getting back into that flow and that chill of everything.
Don't have to worry about the pressure of requiring to keep 3 people alive constantly.
No, you can just kind of deal with patients as they come. Though, I think we all get the feeling that Quintus and Rose will be coming to you for every little scratch and bump they might get into.
That's going to cost them.
Wow.
I'm not in your party anymore, I'm charging you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not covered by the insurance anymore.
Yes, no. There's no...
Oh yeah,
there's no danger clause in your contract anymore.
Are we fired now or anything? Or are we still, like, employed by the city?
Well...
I think we got fired about 2 weeks ago.
No, yeah, no. Fair.
According to the Commander Gear, you're still a part of Starwatch.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't officially recognize the new establishment for the Starwatch, so she was still commander. And Terramore didn't really have the time to do any official paperwork. And by the time all that started to go down, paperwork was the last thing on her mind, and it was more just kind of conquer everything. Conquer everything, ascend to heralddom, profit, I guess.
Makes sense.
So, if any of you want to stay on as Starwatch agents, you absolutely can. But at the same point, they're kind of like, well, you saved the city.
Yeah.
If you want to be charged with honors.
I don't know if I want to stay on with Starwatch. That's sounds pretty. They got a lot of stuff going on that's pretty high level. I think I want to have a talk to Orlo.
That's fair enough. But
I think I'll try and pull Orlo aside at the pub if I can.
Well, before we get to that,
yeah.
How is Mata feeling?
Mata's in that weird low point where just everything has finally come to an end for her.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just a hint of a smile when she thinks of the adventure to come.
Because there's still... I mean, for the rest of them...
Mata still has terrible work to do.
Well, I was about to say, for everyone else, it's kind of like the job's done. But for our dear detective, there's 1 or 2 steps left.
Things have only begun.
But, Quintus, if you want to pull aside Olo, he's absolutely there and happy to chat if you want it. He's had a couple of drinks, but, he's got a pretty steely constitution, so it's going to take a lot more than that.
No, that's fair. I think that, in actuality, Bill has been thinking about this for a few weeks. Quintus has had no time and a lot of things happening, so this conversation might not happen for a couple of days, if that's important.
No, that's fine.
Maybe.
We're kind of... Time at this point is pretty flexible. I've got a couple of things that I want to do with each of you, but otherwise, time is pretty flexible.
Yep.
So,
okay, fair enough. Well then, at some abstract time... Orlo, how are you?
Oh, I'm not too bad. Yourself? Hero of Absalom, champion of the arena, Stonebreaker himself.
Yes, that indeed. Yeah, it's different to be sure. It's come on quite quickly.
It has been a tense couple of months, that's for sure.
Yeah. I wanted to talk to you about the station and the captain and what the future plans were.
Well, for us here in the Precipice Quarter?
Yeah, correct.
Well, I'm retiring.
Yes, I'm aware.
I've been asked to stay on for an extra week or two just to... Because of everything going on, they want me to stay on for a little bit longer to help with the transition, but I'm still retiring. But as for us here in the Precipice District, Primarch Starborn personally came and saw us all and was like, well, the Edgewatch will be staying open indefinitely. The Precipice Quarter itself is not without its problems, and the Radiant Festival has kind of pushed those to the side, but now that things are starting to calm down again, we have the Grizzly Fair to the north that needs to be dealt with at some point, and there's the giant pit that still hasn't closed near the coast.
Oh, don't start me about the pit. I know about the pit, right? Yeah. I was offered a permanent position at Starwatch.
All right. Well, I mean, if you want to take it.
I turned it down.
Oh! Well, why would you do a thing like that? It's a cushy job. Lots of money.
I have my family, and
I heard about that. Congratulations.
my home in the Precipice Quarter, and I would like to work further making this place as good as it can be. I want to come back to Edgewatch.
Oh! Well, I mean, that we can certainly have that done. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to argue with it. I mean, if you work hard, you'll probably end up being, like, the captain in a couple of years. There's a bit more paperwork involved in it, but you've got the wit about you, and you definitely have the energy. You're a leader of men, Quintus. There's not much more that can be said about that.
Thank you.
But no, I mean, if you just want to be one of the guardsmen here for a little bit.
I wanted to ask you. I wanted to hope that maybe you could put me in for recommendation for sergeant.
A sergeant? Well, I mean,
Yes, sir.
we weren't originally considering that, but that's because you're with Starwatch. But if you're going to come back to us, we'll definitely put you in for sergeant. Definitely give you command of your own squad, that's for damn sure. And I think it's mostly going to be a formality regarding paperwork and examinations and things.
I'm sure we can get that all handled.
Oh, pretty easily. I can get it done before I finally have this place in my review. Show my ass to it. But there are some disasters that are still happening here. Yeah, up for it.
Absolutely.
Alright.
Absolutely. Minute for the long haul.
With that, he takes you aside and starts getting you appraised of all the things that are currently happening in the Precipice Quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding the Knights of Lost Wall, the Church of Phrasma, and all the other undead issues that are kind of swarming around the quarter. Because after reading the Book of Absalom, holy shit! Is the Precipice Quarter in trouble? Wow!
Love it.
Just as a brief aside, the pit is where they've been dumping the dead bodies that they can't afford to properly bury.
Oh.
And there's a small city of ghouls living down there now.
Ah, lovely. Of course there is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're taking care of the bodies, aren't they?
Yeah, in a way. That's why people haven't just, bombed the place from the sides.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Circle of life.
they're also kind of worshipping Urgathoa, so, the Church of Phrasma is not super comfortable with that. And then there's the Grisly Fair, which is the murder carnival.
Yeah, it sounds like something that,
We shouldn't have those.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, remember Hourland?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally next door, like over the fence, is the murder carnival.
Who gives out these permits?
Fucking Terramore.
Yeah. It wasn't Terramore, it was her second in command, the gnome you fought in the Graveraker.
Okay.
The gnome there was the city planner.
I'm glad they got
Of course they were.
But no, they wanted to build this giant amusement park area, and, they ran out of funding for it. So, ghosts and spookums and all sorts of things just decided to move in.
Mm-hmm.
So they just cordoned off the entire section and was like, this is fine. This is fine, right?
But it was not fun.
No, everything was not fine. But, Halcyon.
Yes.
It is, as you're starting to get back into your routine as a doctor, Ralso has asked to kind of stay on as your nurse.
Huh?
The mimic nurse.
Yeah, yes, I said, mm-hmm.
She's kind of asked to stay on a more permanent basis because there was kind of a little bit of a question mark for a little while there. But it's as you're starting to get back into the pattern and routine and just seeing to more casual patients, dealing with a broken leg here, a bit of a cough and a cold elsewhere, that you're greeted by a woman that you have met before, though briefly, in the Noxious Retort.
The super famous lady.
Yes, you are met by Cassie Azarel, the famous doctor and inventor of many vaccines for various diseases. But she greets you happily and goes, "Dr. Twickenham, it's a pleasure to see you again."
And you as well.
I came here to ask you a question.
Go on.
What are your plans for... What are your short-term plans? Next 12 months or so?
I plan to maintain my clinic here in the city and ideally expand to the docks and the puddles to aid the muckrakers in their... Sorry. The Ripple Guard in their endeavors.
Well, I could certainly get behind that, but would it be possible if you could take not so much a break, but a step away from it for perhaps a month or two? I would like you to go on tour with me.
Tour.
Though the offer is flattering, there are some things that do tie me down here that I must be regularly present for.
Well, no dates have been ironed down yet, and the section of the tour where I want you to join me is only for the inner sea area. So you'll only be gone for a month or two. But the work that you've done here, particularly dealing with some of the Nogobites' rather more vicious concoctions and their artificial diseases, has been groundbreaking, even by my standards. And I believe it's one of those things that should be shared with the world, and not just in journals.
The pressure of the times made the needs outweigh any personal gain identified from the endeavors.
No, certainly, and I know some of my biggest breakthroughs have also been done when the pressure is on. Plagues and things have been cured in short order because the walls were closing in. And I feel as though you are in a similar situation here. But you have done exceedingly well. And if there comes a time where you can in fact step away for a little while and go on tour with me, I personally would appreciate it very much. But I do understand if you have your responsibilities here.
Indeed.
Otherwise, my homeland offers out grants for specific purposes in forwarding medical science, particularly, and she kind of does a quick look, particularly devoid of divine interference. On behalf of my people, we would like to offer you such a grant. She passes you a scroll.
A scroll? I don't have trick magic item, Matt. I read the scroll.
It is, in fact, a grant offered by the people of Rahodum. Particularly, it is for a kind of It's for a lot of money, and it's not only to be a lump sum up front, but they will also be sending you money to help with upkeep.
Wunderbar.
More importantly, this will be more enough for you to open up another clinic or two within the city. Particularly to kind of grease the wheels of bureaucracy to make sure you get the land in the rather, well, squeezed locations in the docks. The puddles will be easier.
I was just going to say, I don't think getting anything in the puddles is going to be a difficulty.
No, not at all. The Ripple Gun at that point run it for the most part. But if you accept the grant, I will let my people know as soon as possible, and that will all get squared away for you.
Gladly, I think I know some people in the puddles that will be able to aid me in the new establishments.
Nice.
That is good to hear. I would still like to take you on tour with me, but at the least I can give you some way in the means of thanking you. Because not everyone is capable of what you have, especially considering that you don't ask others for help, so to speak. But I will leave you to it. She exits. Yep.
I will likely take you up on that offer, but once I've got that business squared away, things will start to open up for me.
She nods and bows and takes her leave. And in the days and weeks that follow, you do get the confirmation for the grant, and the money starts to flow in. And once again, it's not a small amount. You will absolutely be able to establish more than a couple of clinics. If you want to establish in other districts, you absolutely can.
Whilst managing that, I will also be attempting to infiltrate the Norgabite cult.
Yep.
In order to monitor what's my lady? The
Do you
what's her
remember
name
her
again?
name?
The chick
Do I
that
remember
locked
her
up and
name?
got away?
Franca.
Yeah, Franca Lawrence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
To make sure that she doesn't try and concoct any further blights to unleash upon the citizenry.
well, as you infiltrate the cult, because they're kind of on the back foot considering everything, you do find out a couple of pieces of information pretty quickly. They haven't pulled out completely of Absalom, but the seat of power for the cult of Norgabur has completely moved back to Nidel. The representatives, the top representatives for Norgabur himself, have also been either appointed or moved to Nidel itself. The positions left vacant by the Twilight Four have... One of them was filled by Franca, the other three are in the wind, assumedly, but from what you know, the cult of Norgabur is not going to be a concern for Absalom for quite a while. The cult considers what happened with the Twilight Four to be a disaster, both in terms of its lack of success and just plain made the church look bad.
Yeah, it did.
And not in the evil bad, just incompetent for the most part.
You got thwarted by the regular police.
Wow. Like, even the Skinsaw cult that tends to be a little bit more notorious, the fact that they were taken care of pretty quickly once the investigation started is something of an embarrassment to them. And more to the point, Reginald has also left the church. Or at least he's not openly a part of it anymore.
Poor Reggie.
Yes. For his part, he is, someone suggested that he go for the position of Spy Master. And from the information you've gleaned, that's exactly what he's been trying to do.
Fair enough.
apparently, that position was being filled by Terramore at the time. But with her now gone, well, not gone, we will get to her in a moment.
Yeah.
The position was left open, and he's been jockeying for the position. So Winsel's been having a lot of fun kind of towing him along, with possible charges hanging over his head, and also potential employment. But there is the question of Terramore. So we'll get to the detective in a minute. Winsel eventually gathers all of you together.
User joined your channel.
Hello, user!
Hey!
Hello!
Massively to everybody, but I can't legally leave my client unless he's in bed.
You're
Yeah, no,
quite
that's
alright.
fine.
It's all good.
Okay. Well, hello there.
Hello!
Hello.
You fell into the docks ocean, and an aboleth swallowed you. That was your.
Incorrect.
There were aboleths, in fact, in the end.
Nope.
You,
Incorrect.
you got dragged to the Starstone with Marta.
Maybe.
And
Maybe.
they were going to touch it, and you were like, no! And you touched it instead. And then we're just
No,
about
no,
to
no.
hear what happened.
But then we got married.
Yeah.
Did Nick? This is acceptable. Did Nick tell you what I proposed earlier as Nick's epilogue?
Oh.
So my epilogue for Nick was, it turns out that the Starstone is like suspended in this like giant ethereal pseudo-religious cavern space with like in like the middle of a giant pit, a la Harry Potter and the fucking weird thing where it's in the middle of the lake, except it's a giant pit. And so Marta is like crossing the bridge, but she fails one of the tests, and so she begins to fall, and Rose, through some superhuman feat of magical strength, catches her. And he looks down and goes, Marta, I've lost too many people this year. Too many memories, too many friends. But one thing I've had to get better at is just letting go. And then he fucking drops her.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't imagine why I didn't let everyone know about that one.
Yeah.
See, no one saw that shit coming, huh?
Wild.
But
Very
no,
effective.
to catch you up, there was a celebration in your honor. Well, in everyone's honor, I should say. Quintus got
Aw.
engaged.
Oh, nice. To who? Which one of them?
Terramore.
Yeah, I thought so.
No, she
Alright,
was a romance
nice.
option, but no one took her up on it, so...
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I think Rose is ace. But
Yeah.
then a little bit, with a little bit of gay in there for Quintus.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Mm.
Everyone's a little bit gay for Quintus.
Yeah.
Has
A
the
little
URL
bit.
changed? No.
No, it hasn't.
Not
Sam
yet.
sent it to me earlier, but I think he was
No,
just trying to
posted it
prompt me
for
to
Bill.
change. Oh, okay.
Bill's struggling to find it again.
Alright. Well, I'm in.
Well... But yes, Rose, as the others, you were celebrated. There was much music and merriment, particularly at the Dragon's Veil. You're all heroes, and Winsel was kind of like, the city owes you one, if you can ever think of any way to repay that.
Let us pay
Then-
you back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Quintus wants to go back to Edgewatch for a little while. He's going
Oh,
for
yeah?
Sergeant.
Do some training. Oh, go for Sergeant. Wow.
Mm.
Nice.
He's a 20th level fighter. What training
Yeah,
is
I
needed
know.
to?
I know. No. Training the other people.
Yes. No, that is more in particular, and I'm pretty sure the Edgewatch is going to get very good at shield and spear very quickly.
Yeah.
But
Who else is going to do their epilogue?
Well, we all are. We're getting there.
we're getting through it.
Okay.
Halcyon, as Dr. Elias Twickenham, was invited on a speaking tour with Cassie Azarel. He turned it down for now as he has other priorities, but she did give him a financial grant so he could open up a couple
Oh,
more clinics
nice.
around the city.
Very
And-
cool.
More to the point, so, the other more divinely inspired factions wouldn't be involved in them.
Very cool.
We are kind of getting around to the detectives kind of stuff in the days that follow, but Winsel Starborn has called you all together to ask what to do with Terramore.
Good question.
She's currently asleep. She is in a coma, I'm being told. Our specialist can bring her out at any point, but we feel that until we figure out what to do with her, we don't want to, quite plainly. But,
A decade of community service?
well, that's why I brought you all here.
Okay.
How was she? Like,
Oh, she was
Maniacal?
super cray.
super
Yeah,
cray-cray.
definitely possessed and into Clay moment.
Okay, but all of us here have been around enough magic to know that there are varying degrees of possessed and under the influence. Like, are we talking she was being completely puppeted by another entity, or was she simply
No.
being influenced?
I think just influence. She did
Oh.
turn into a weird spider monster at one stage, but I
That
think
does
that
point
was,
to possession.
Yeah, I think that was, the influences.
Well, the main
Bad
question is
influences.
the fact that some sort of demon goddess of witches was involved in all this is disturbing to say the least, but we're glad it's dealt with.
Mitigating? Oh, okay, disturbing, yes.
But the main question that comes to my mind is, how long do you think this possession was going on? Was it just influence, or has she been possessed like this for months?
I see.
When?
We should call up the rumormonger. Ask him.
Yeah, when did they do
Yeah.
that ritual?
The ritual was done about 6 months ago. 6
She's
months to a year.
been under the influence for about 6 months to a year.
Okay.
My guess is it's
Which
probably
is-
started off small, just an increase in lust for power, and it just sort of snowballed from there. That's how I would have done it.
Well, that's concerning. But, as I have mentioned before...
To anyone, really.
Oh. As I mentioned before, she was positioned to take over the position of Primarch. Another couple of years and she
Yes.
would have had it. But but unfortunately, considering everything that's recently happened, I'm probably going to be keeping the position for the next couple of years myself.
Good. Good to hear. That seems like a very rational thing to do.
It's unfortunate, but it has to happen.
Also,
But-
do you wear one of those like poison detecting rings?
It's standard procedure.
Good. I was gonna say, you have a poisonous cult in your city. Don't be silly.
Well,
No, they pulled out.
They pulled out?
They all fucked off back to Night Owl.
Oh.
they pretty much have left behind a skeleton crew to keep up appearances, but for the most part, they've gone back to the Night Owl.
Okay. Interesting.
Apparently, the ministrations that have been going on behind the scenes within the cult have used this whole thing with the Twilight Four to finally make the push.
To get them out, you mean?
Well, the Nogabur ascended in Absalom, so the obvious place to have their headquarters was in Absalom. But Nidal, who as a country worships Nogabur, have been trying to make the push to move the headquarters to, well, their country. And
Why the fuck hasn't it been there from the start? That seems rude.
Well, this is a place of religion. You don't just move Mecca. Sorry.
Yeah.
You don't just move magic Mecca, Quintus.
Don't move Fantasy Mecca!
Exactly. You can't just move Fantasy Mecca. Fantasy Mecca is where Fantasy Mecca was. So. Which is to say, I don't think anyone is sad about the fact that the poisonous murderers, butchers, and skinners have vacated the city, right? No one's upset about this, no?
Oh, no, not at
Don't
all.
think so.
Okay, cool. Just checking in.
Even the cults of the other evil gods have kind of met it with more than happiness than I would like. stirrings of other things, etc. But we come back around to the question of what to do with Terramore.
Where is Soromonga?
Well, I can have him summoned if you like.
Is that not a good idea? Quintus? Marta? Halcyon?
Wait, what do we need him for?
He was going to give an affidavit or some kind of statement regarding the influences she was under. We're pushing for rehabilitation rather than execution, right? Or,
Yes.
No, looking at Marta here.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fair.
Quintus, I know you're gonna go for rehabilitation. I'm looking at Marta.
No, listen, you're right. Rehabilitation over execution, that's the easy way out.
What? Are you calling me a
Unless-
coward?
I start looking at the Radiant Spark, unless...
Yeah, no,
Detective?
that's my second question.
Has it started talking to you yet? Yes, sir. What was your question?
He just looks at the radiant spark and then back up to the detective eyes and just like, so, what's your plans for that?
What do
I
you
would like
mean?
to use performance to deceive, and I'm gonna re-roll that.
Oh, re-roll that. You're after that 50?
I'm after a really big number. There we
There
go.
we go,
Let's see
60.
if anybody's perception checks beat that before I say what I'm gonna say. You want to roll perception? Try and beat that.
It's Wenzel's passive perception. That's not going to do a thing.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna assume that nobody can beat that.
Why is my perception so low?
Your
What happened
character
there?
sheet's reset.
Ah.
All right. Well, Elias, Sam will know whether he succeeds or not.
No, Matt will know.
From the stone, Rose performs ventriloquism, and from the stone, you hear the ever faintest voice saying, "Feed me, Seymour." And everyone just and all of Rose's three heads, Rose, Chorus, Lenore, whip around to look at the stone.
Oh no,
And then
Winslow
look
looks
at
at it as well.
Marta shrugs and is just like, no, I've got this under control, don't worry. And then she just does the world's like slowest blink. It almost looks like she's winking twice. Just, no, I got this.
Alright, fair enough.
Well, it goes without saying that the Pathfinder Society would like to get their hands on it.
Yeah, I
But-
bet they would.
Yes. Where the fuck was the Pathfinder Society in all of this?
Okay, don't get me started on that. This is twice in the last decade where instead of coming to the end of the city, they've closed borders and just stayed in their little campus thing.
I recommend booting the Pathfinder Society out of Absalom
Well,
forever.
I recommend increasing their taxes.
Yes, no, do that
No,
instead.
that's actually what we're considering.
Nice.
Lol,
Cool. I like
nerds.
this. Get fucked, nerds. Try to budget now, dickheads.
Increasing their taxes and probably introducing some legislation to make sure that they actually come to the aid of the city next time. They're going to be working a little less independently in the future, and there's going to be a little bit more oversight. The venture
Buy
captain is not happy about this, but
Buy some water taxes. I've heard those have worked very well historically.
well, we were just going to levy a land tax. Traditionally
Oh, okay,
speaking,
is
the
that
Grand
both?
Lodge has not been taxed for
Both is
land.
good.
Listen,
Ah,
listen.
okay.
You can do both.
Yeah, exactly.
Those things are being considered by accounting. They're going to get back to me with recommendations.
Every time they think about taking a shower, they'll have to think about how much gold it will cost them.
Wow.
Listen, getting back to the thing at hand with the whole Terramore thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I try to say this so that Winslow doesn't really like, clearly he'll be able to hear because he's standing right in front of us.
Yeah.
So prison didn't work out super well for everyone else that we've put in prison, you guys.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Prison hasn't worked out well for anyone.
Fair point.
We only put one person in prison.
No.
We put
Butcher.
We
3.
put two. No, we put two.
Franca.
Worked out very well for her.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it did.
No, listen, it did, but not in the way we wanted.
That's true. We
Well,
haven't stuck anyone on the ship yet, though.
oh,
Just putting that
no,
out there.
look. After my experiences at the ship, that too is getting overhauled.
Also,
Ah, okay.
wicked easy to escape from, my dude.
Take it easy. You almost died.
Okay.
Twice.
For regular people, not easy to escape from. For you lot, yeah, probably.
I
We
almost
killed the
die every
god.
time I go to
Twice.
Starstone Box.
Starstone Bucks. Oh fuck! As I opened one of those up in the city. Nice.
There's like 7, my dude.
I don't get coffee. I don't drink coffee. Have you seen how hypo I am? I don't need coffee.
That's fair.
As
I'm a twitchy
for
little shit.
imprisonment, we can probably go with option C for prison. There is a extra dimensional space we make use of for certain prisoners deemed far too dangerous, and they are placed in there.
What's wrong
That'll
with
work.
giving her? What's wrong with giving her a position? Not if of power, but letting her pay back her debt to the city by actually working for the city. With
This will-
oversight, obviously.
This is one of the other things we're considering.
Okay.
But I came to all of you for recommendations because
Okay, but like
you were the
wouldn't-
last one to meet her before she went unconscious.
You wouldn't. If this was the butcher, you wouldn't be saying, "Well, why don't we put her in the meat serving industry?" You know?
Actually,
Ha.
I might.
Well,
Very good was a cleaver that woman.
I mean, work
Probably
release
not,
program.
Did you see the size of that lady?
Quintus
Yes.
like rubs a scar on his arm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
idea is to serve other people, not yourself.
Also, don't serve other people. No one really wants friends for dinner.
Sam, that was gorgeous. That was awesome and in character, by the way. Coming from the atheist. Yeah, that was beautiful.
As for community service for Terramore, she would probably serve under direct supervision. In what capacity, we're not sure.
Wherever she could do the most good, I assume.
Well, she was previously spy master, but that position's being taken over by someone else.
He was also previously an assassin.
Yes, that's also something of our concern.
Yeah, but
we
and I
knew
pointed-
about it.
I pointed Halcyon. Yeah, but wait, hang on. Never mind. No, just ignore me. Nothing.
So, imprisonment's an option. She does face the death penalty.
Death penalty's overrated. Dying is so brief.
More to the point we're afraid of what might happen if we do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She was a little bit too close to divinity not long ago, and to
Mhm.
we don't feel she would spend too much time in the boneyard.
Yes. Yes.
That's not
I
even the
too.
bad place.
I too have heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise. It's okay.
So,
Quintus,
option.
how do you vote?
I don't know.
All right, Halcyon, how do you vote?
Lock her up.
Lock her up. We can certainly
long?
do that.
Whatever the judicial system believes is right. In her instance, it will most likely be life.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
if we go with option C, time does not exactly function properly there.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that.
Preferably she dies at the end of her life sentence.
Well, she
Life
wouldn't
sentence.
age there. She would serve at her time, which I can tell you now will be many centuries at this point,
Mhm.
considering everything she's responsible for.
Ugh.
If we
Does
want
that
to
make
put her
me
in,
squick?
if we want to put her in with the not the regular prison population, Absalom does have a prison, and as I'm being told, the goblins are doing quite well running it, surprisingly.
Okay, just as an outside of a character thing, you were talking before about how much you hate time travel. You've just given us the perfect time travel character.
Sure.
Detective, how do you vote?
I'm kind of okay with the stasis prison.
For a couple
It's
of
not.
centuries?
It's not the best. I do feel your plan of somehow making her work for the city would be better, but she's kind of too dangerous.
She is very dangerous, and we're not sure what lingering influence. from what my specialists tell me, although she may have been half-elven before, there's definitely some protean left behind in her.
Oh.
This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there's always going to be a part of her that's pulled towards the plane of chaos.
I look at Detective.
Fucking what? I didn't do that.
There's a little bit of chaos in all of us, darling. That's not a bad thing. Alright. Primarch, how do you vote?
Look, before everything started to go wrong with her, and with this whole entire situation, she was a good administrator and she was a fantastic spy master. I don't trust her in the position of spy master anymore, but admin's not out of the question. However, the people are crying for blood, or at least some sort of justice. So, my vote would be rehabilitation and prison.
Okay.
She can
Quintus?
serve out her time, but also work.
It would
I
be.
think
It would be wrong to just put her in the Colosseum, wouldn't? Never
Yes.
never mind. Don't worry.
yeah, all right. I think that makes sense. I think I agree mostly with what Halcyon said.
Life imprisonment, eh?
Well, imprisonment, if that's what a jury of her peers decide, sort of thing. Yeah.
Alright. Understood.
I mean, I won't lie.
That's us.
Finding an unbiased jury is going to be difficult.
Well, if it takes a little while, it's like she's going anywhere. Eh?
Oh no, we'll get everything organized before we bring her out of her sleep. But
Okay.
she will be fitted with a
can
prisoner's ring.
Yeah, can we check that real quick?
Oh, certainly, if you want to have a second look at her.
Okay.
I'll
no
see it.
offense. I'm sure you have powerful people in your employ, but perhaps one of us might also keep a key to this prisoner's ring, just to make sure nothing goes wrong.
Oh, you'd like one of the Wardens Rings that will be attached to it.
Yes, please.
That can be arranged.
Okay, and who would have the other one?
The Warden, obviously. I would have a means
How?
of...
How powerful is the warden?
He is quite formidable, as I understand it.
Okay, understood. But yes, if you wouldn't mind duplicating that,
That can be arranged.
that way one of us can check up on her. Just in case anyone gets any ideas.
Well, there was the question, Rose. Are you going to be staying with Starwatch?
No, detective. Oh, sorry, no, sir, I will not.
That's fine. There was a little bit of a question over everyone's head about that. Well, the commander will be sad to see you gone, but you can be discharged with honors if you so choose.
Thank you. That would be wonderful. I have places to be and things to do.
Now, and you're holding onto the Radiant Spark, are you, Detective?
Mata has the Radiant Spark just like gently pressed up against Terramil's forehead, and she's like, "What? Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the Primarch's just like, okay.
I was just testing."
I'll keep
Halcyon.
an eye on that.
Halcyon, if I could get a medicine check from you.
Medicine.
Yeah, medicine.
I'm very good at that one.
Would you
I'm not
prefer
using my
athletics?
tools for them. They're regular dice.
Regular dice gets a 45. Yeah, right. She is in a coma,
Yeah, you said that.
but they've asked for you to confirm it. She's in a coma. As for other things, the coma has been magically induced. The stresses of everything that she's gone through have kind of just broken her on a fundamental level. Further, like a further analysis of it, you're not using your tools, but she's definitely gone through some physiological changes. You're not sure how, without doing proper like blood tests and things like that, you're not sure how deep it would go. But her physiology has absolutely changed by this whole thing.
Yeah, someone altered her reality.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but she was.
This is my primary reason. These god-loving folks don't know what the proper anatomy of a person should be. So they make it all mushy and forget how to fix it.
Well, just add some
Hey.
spider. It's fine.
You're the one who taught me everything I know about medicine. And then I
didn't teach
climb
you
up.
I didn't teach you anything about medicine.
Well,
Apparently not.
I didn't
Yeah,
teach you
how-
anything.
how is your training in medicine? Like, trained?
Everything I know about medicine I learned from you.
Aww. I mean, that's sweet. But
Yeah, that's all the
Well, if I-
outsides.
So if I fucked it up, it's your fault. Ah, okay. That's fair. Well, I got your outsides
Fortunately, I
right.
didn't have to fix up your insides.
That's well, a couple of times, but anyway, I was probably unconscious. Anyway,
all right, Primax says, "Look, we'll get that process then. There will be a
alright,
trial.
wonderful.
It might be more of a tribunal than an actual trial, though, considering everything she's done. Talk of war crimes are being bandied about, etc.
It's probably reasonable.
Yeah, but as I said earlier, we don't think execution is an option.
Nope. Correct.
It's like, take the necromancer to the gallows. What's going to happen?
Agreed.
But unless have any of you given thought to my earlier offer?
Which was?
Well, if the city has any means to repay you,
I think it's not necessarily repaying us, but it can't be understated the importance of the role that the Ripple Guard played in this whole situation. And I
Just a
really
small title
feel
war
like
would do.
they need to be officially recognized as the Puddles Constabulary.
Yes.
the Ripple Guard.
I think a small, well, perhaps a rebranding is in order, but I think a small, tidy sum of gold, to renovate the Puddles area, mightn't be out of place.
And listen, a lot of this could have been mitigated by people who were just a little bit better at their jobs. Instead of just letting us do all the goddamn work. We were away for a week and the city went to shit. Anyway, getting off topic.
The token god has
The
to go.
token
The
god
objective is
should
gone.
be destroyed.
The
Yeah.
objective is
Dalton,
like,
burn that earth and give the money to the Ripple Guard.
Yes.
Let them expand and be the new Coins Guard as well.
Wow.
well, wait, that makes
Wait.
a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
So-
the Puddles was like full of scum and villainy, like
A hive of scum
nowhere
and
else.
villainy.
And
And now
in
it's
what,
pretty good.
2 months they have turned it around to possibly the most policed and effective district in the city.
Yeah,
Just-
no.
Just saying.
From
And
his
having
position
kobolds-
at the desk,
Having
he kind
kobolds
of...
guarding your coins is never a bad idea.
No,
a
it's...
recommendation of Rec-a-Rec. A Rec-a-Rec recommendation.
Yes.
recommendation, if you will. Fucking...
Like a recommendation.
I'm giving you my
Alright.
hero point in our first session of the next campaign just for that. I'm gonna, you know what? As an addendum to the final and completed evidence.jpg, I will add I owe you 1 hero point for Nick.
Aww. He kind of goes, look, I have been getting reports in about the Ripple Guard.
I fucking hope so.
All the good they've been doing. As for extra money, they have an airship. I'm not sure how much extra money we could actually give them.
Oh, a couple 100,000 gold.
Enough that they don't become sky pirates.
Yeah.
More about
Okay.
building the infrastructure around them, so
Yes,
it's no longer the puddles and more so the, I don't know.
And so that the other guards will respect them.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
Called the fort quarter or something.
Ooh,
Balloon.
Holt.
Balloon.
Holt. The Holt. Like otters. Like where otters live. Yeah, no, maybe not. We'll work on the branding.
Balloon, the gnome you met in the Brave Raker. They were the city planner, and it's come to light that they were frustrating many of the means, particularly of making sure that the puddles would have a proper guard. With their absence now, and a lot of things having come out. Performance in occultism? Okay.
I'm doing shit.
Yeah, no, I get it. At the very least, the Ripple Guard will be officially recognized. And I will be personally releasing some funds to make sure that the Puddles goes through something of a restoration. We did it for the Precipice Quarter, we can at least do half of that for the Puddles. At the very least, we can make it a little drier.
That sounds like a very reasonable idea. It's the Druids in on that. The Druids were essential to the defense of the city. Get them working in there, and I'm sure they can turn the area into an incredibly vibrant.
Well,
Especially-
they were essential for the restoration of the Precipice Quarter as well. But despite the fact that they may be
Quarter.
well, apparently it still has its issues, but hopefully we have a new sergeant who's going to be moving in there and will be helping with a little bit.
Quintus stands up a bit straighter, like he's almost at attention.
At ease, Sergeant. But as for the token guard, for the most part, it has been disbanded. The other
Nice.
guards from around the city are kind of stepping in and are offering a couple of troops each to make sure that the job is done until the proper token guard can be rebuilt.
It
Built.
built for the Precipice Quarter.
Well, it did. And the Precipice, the Edgewatch is going to be sending a lot of extra people because they were a bit bloated. They're going to be staying, but they won't need as many numbers. Otherwise, unless there's anything else you want to bring to my attention, or anything else you might be
No.
after.
I think not, but I'll definitely take that Warden's Ring. Don't forget about that.
Oh, I won't. We'll make sure that you get one. But, well, thank you for all coming here. Lady Maxwell, gentlemen, Sergeant. God, so many titles. But, have a nice day. And
You too,
he-
sir.
He says his goodbyes, and all of you can leave at your readiness. However, as you're leaving, Reginald, our dear Reggie, gets your attention, Rose, and kind of calls you aside.
How can I help you?
It's not so much how you can help me, but more how I can help you.
I was going to ask about that. You had information on my father.
Yes. Now, I was not kidding when I said I know where he is.
My father was dead, as far as I knew. I tracked the orcs. I made my report. What could you possibly know that I don't?
He's in Blood Cove, in the Moangi Expanse.
Why the fuck is he in Blood Cove?
His memory was removed, and he was dumped there.
Missing it.
According to reports, he is plying his trade as a musician and a storyteller.
Is he happy?
That's where things get complicated. He
Oh,
is happy in his,
Okay.
for the most part, in his day-to-day life. However, quite often he will start crying and not understand why.
Understood.
And likewise, there are times where he will wake up from a nightmare he doesn't remember. And according to what I've been informed, when he wakes up from these nightmares, he says that he experiences an immense sense of loss.
You're a very well-informed man.
The benefits of being previously a part of the cult of Norgaba. I still have some connections.
I'm sure you do.
But
Well, I thank you for the information.
if you need assistance in getting to Blood Cove, that can be arranged, especially if you wish to do it quietly.
I think I'll be okay. It might take me a little while, but I'll get there eventually.
I will do my best to make sure he comes to no harm.
That would be wonderful. Thank you. And, I don't know if I want to do this with everybody else here in the channel. I'm gonna move everyone else out.
Oh, okay.
Ow.
Buddy
I
was
see how
moved
it
out of
is.
your channel. User was moved out of your channel. You were moved.
You know they could just listen to VOD later, right?
User was
There
moved
we
out
go.
of your channel.
I lean deep into his ear, like as close as I can get.
Yep.
And I whisper, and don't worry, your friend is safe with me. And then I walk away.
User was moved to your channel. Buddy was moved to your channel. User was
Does he
moved
have
to
any
your
reply?
channel.
He nods solemnly, just kind of lets it go.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Now,
Cool.
that you okay there?
all this jiggery pokery just for us to you know,
Listen
fun
to the
being a
stream.
subscriber.
Thought that might happen. Yeah, but if
So
you're
if
not tuned into the
anyone
stream-
got moved out of the channel, you can always subscribe to Tabletop Obscura on Twitch and watch the VOD.
Oh, watch the
Hey.
VOD. Oh, okay.
Well,
no.
the VOD is unrestricted, so you don't even have to be a subscriber.
Matt, that's not you.
And
I am
if
not
you're
popular
watching the
enough.
stream right now, and you heard everything anyway.
Well, you know what? The
Da, da,
important
da,
thing
da,
was
da.
I tried.
You did.
You did.
A couple of
All right.
days will pass. And Quintus,
Yeah, that's me.
it is as you're kind of relaxing at the Dragon's Veil. It's kind of had its unofficial opening night, so there's a little bit of a flow of traffic.
Yep.
But there's a sense of silence that just kind of falls over the entire place when the thumping of footsteps are heard, and a giant is seen approaching the Dragon's Veil.
A giant.
A giant.
How much beer do we have? They must be thirsty as fuck.
Uh-oh.
Do you go out and offer him a beer?
Well, absolutely. If they're heading to the Dragon's Veil, that's literally what we're in the business of doing.
There is no aggression in their movements, of course.
No.
Is it not Buckshock?
It's not Buckshock.
Oh, okay.
It's Shuckbuck.
His uncle.
Long lost sister. Okay, go. Yep.
Great Sir Giant! Do you have a thirst that needs quenching?
I have journeyed a very long way. I have a mighty thirst. Do you have ale that will satisfy me?
I do. But I might have to bring it outside to you. Sorry, the door is it's only this big.
That is fine. For the record, he's a Cyclops. One eye, various different accessories you don't kind of recognize, but he is absolutely wearing a toga.
Does Iosis hate Cyclops?
No, but
Oh,
but Iosis is absolutely pinging at this kind of situation.
okay. Alright, I will step back into the Dragon's Veil after making them moderately comfortable outside. And,
Yep.
So, friendo, buddy-o, pal, Iosis, you're screaming a lot. Do you think you could hear a single stream of thought for a second? What's going on?
Sir, they're a god caller.
There are what?
A god caller. From the land where I'm from, the tradition of gods is often given to heroes, great people. The Cyclopses of old would make declarations of.
Well, he's clearly off to somewhere fucking important. I best get that beer quick.
I mean, certainly, sir.
I look at the 5-gallon keg that we've got just behind the bar, and I look at the stein that we've got, and I look back at the 5-gallon keg. It's sort of, a foot cubed ish.
Yeah.
And I just shrug and I pick the keg up.
Yep.
And loosen one of the boards from the end of it and carry it on my shoulder outside.
Well, at this point, he is sitting, relaxing, leaning up against the tree.
Mm-hmm.
The tree is stout enough that it does not bend to his weight.
Yep.
But
Excellent.
he does seem to be quite comfortable in managing to finally rest after a long journey. And certainly from this position, you can see that his feet are kind of caked in dirt and mud. He has traveled far.
Yep. Excellent. Well, I do that comical hand him a vessel that's clearly as tall as my arms are long.
Yeah.
With both of my arms, and he takes it in his index finger and thumb.
He kind of takes it like a goblet.
Yeah.
And he takes a hefty gulp of it before he just lets out that long sigh, just like, oh, that is much better. Now, am I right in assuming you are the innkeeper of this fine establishment?
Yes. Landlord, and innkeeper is probably appropriate, though I sort of glance over my shoulders. I don't really feel it, It's still all a little new.
Oh, that is quite alright. At this point, he's reaching into a pretty big pouch he has on his belt.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out this fistful of gems.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of hands it to you and says, my currency probably doesn't hold too well here, but I imagine this would suffice. I need a place to stay for at least the week.
Does it, Let me appraise them.
Yep.
At a glance. How do I do that these days?
Crafting, society,
yeah.
or just, straight up perception.
I'll go society. That seems appropriate.
With the 45?
That's right. I'm good at everything! No. Yeah, with the 45, sorry.
If you were to take all the gems off of him, he would be, you would be overcharging.
I assume that, one of these gems would be worth what he's asking for.
Oh,
right?
look, 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I will, explain, as politely as possible. You may be mistaken. These are actually quite regarded. Here, and I, hand 24 of them back.
Yeah.
This will more than suffice for what you need.
He gives a hearty chuckle and kind of goes, an honest innkeeper, I never thought I would meet one.
Well, if you are honest to your clientele, they're more likely to be honest to you.
Wise words. But, honest innkeeper, I have a question for you.
Please ask it.
I seek a man.
Okay.
I'm hoping you might be able to assist me. I have been... Rumors tell that he frequents this establishment.
Oh, well, I know just about anyone that comes in here. It's not that, Jaden Mulaney, is it?
No.
Big mustache, funny glasses.
No. From what I'm told, he kind of looks you over and goes, he actually looks, from the description, a lot like you.
Oh, you mean, you must be talking about, Trevor then. I knew that was
Fucking. He bears a
What was Trevor's friend's name?
bruiser, I think.
Bruiser or Goat Breaker or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Bruiser. Yeah, you must be talking about one of those. They,
Well,
new recruits at Edgewatch.
the man I'm looking for bears a name from my homeland.
Oh.
Hmm?
I'm told his name is Quintus Gerardus.
Oh! Well, you are in luck. Your search has concluded. But before you I stand.
He kind of looks you over and goes, "So you are Quintus Gerardus, inheritor of the Helm of Iosis." What was that?
I enter my stance. I throw my hands on my hips and let my cape wiggle in the air.
Well,
I'm sitting in a corner of the bar watching this, and immediately I both initiate and create like a ghostly ensemble behind me with alter reality that gives you like a 30 trumpet salute.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely.
well,
45.
he gives a mighty clap as he stands up and goes, "Then my search is finally over."
How can I help you?
I'm not sure if you're aware of the traditions of my people, or our people, but since the fall of Aradin, the gift of prophecy has left many of my brothers, the other Cyclopses, and God-callers such as myself, but perhaps a month back, I had a dream. A dream none of us have had in a very long time.
Okay.
And
Is it a bad dream?
No.
Oh. Good.
A man such as you.
Hmm.
The same cape, the helmet. He kind of stands to his full height, leans down, puts both hands on your shoulders. There's an obvious weight behind them, but it's not intentional to harm you or anything, it's just his weight. With that, his eye kind of clouds over, and he intones, "Quintus Gerardus. As Hippocles, the God-caller, the once more sighted, I declare you potential ascendant of the hero gods of Illidan." With that, he takes his hands off of you and kind of stumbles back a bit as his vision clears.
Rose!
Yes, Quintus!
I don't understand what's going on.
Lenore alights gently on your shoulder, quite a comparison to the heavy weight you've had. And kind of leans in your ear. Been chosen, dearie.
Chosen for what?
Since your people. To stand amongst those anointed.
There will be tasks involved.
Many.
But should you complete these tasks, you will be anointed. You will ascend as a hero god of Illidan. I will plan to be here for the week, so the decision as to whether you wish to commit to this or not is your own.
I see.
But I
This
have
doesn't
done
need to
my
be a
job.
narrow thing.
No, it does not have to be a no thing. But when the week is up, I will be returning to my people.
at which point you will want to take an answer with you.
It would be my hope, yes.
Okay. What would the tasks... what would these tasks involve?
Well,
It's a good question. Thank you, Bruce.
there will be various divinations that will be committed to, which will reveal these tasks. Usually a great danger that is to involve Illidan itself is usually involved. And not to put it bluntly, but my homeland is going through some turmoil at the moment.
So I would need to leave this place.
Yes, you would have to leave Absalom. Now,
I see.
it's a heavy decision to be made, and I understand that although it may be my homeland, it is not yours. So, our concerns are our own, but if you wish to come with me, or to find your own way there and give a response, well, that is up to you. Until then, however, I thank you for the ale, and for the meal that will be coming.
Not a problem.
Now, as all of this is going on, off to the side we see the detective speaking to Roger. It's a kind of a hushed conversation, but the usual jovial nature of Roger is not really on display. He's nodding along with the conversation, and there's a bit of a back and forth, and for the most part, is quiet about it.
So you'll be able to do it, right?
Yeah, look, no, you know I can do it. Are you sure?
About as sure as anything anymore.
Well, you're not even sure if you're gonna be able to get through the test.
Marta just gives him a look.
Yeah, no, look.
No, listen, babe, I will. Don't. Yeah. No.
Look, you have my backing. And just between us, Kate and Colleen also has your back on this.
While I appreciate that from you both, that will be completely unnecessary. I've survived worse than whatever this Starstone can throw at me.
And I get that. He doesn't. I get that.
He doesn't even know what the tests are.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Don't need him.
I, Caden Colleen, give you my blessing to attempt the tests. Do you have any advice? No, I don't remember.
No,
Get
I was drunk when I did
beforehand.
it. Yes, be true to yourself.
Fucking plastered, mate.
You just get really drunk and go for it, bud. You'll get blackout drunk and become a god. It's fine.
But look, this will make everything easier. You just do your part, I'll do mine. We meet up at the Starstone, and that'll be the end of things.
Okay. Fine. Look, I don't agree with this, but I owe you at this point.
Be honest with me, when have you ever agreed with anything that I've done?
Look, you're not wrong about that.
And it always works out for the best, so...
Just don't tell Porcelain I did this, yeah?
Oh, no.
No. Alright.
What?
Consider it done.
Like, Imagine they're sitting having this conversation, and as he stands up to leave, Mata stops him. Just not right away, okay? Give it till like evening.
Yeah, I can do that. And he walks away.
Mata will just stay there for a while, patting Tenebro.
So, who's rolling? Okay,
All of our characters have gone to.
untrained.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
broke.
See, I was hoping it wouldn't break this much when I updated the engine, but as is the way with such things.
44.
44?
I'm just seeing if I've kind of been keeping tabs on both of them.
Well, you've gotten the gist of the conversation. By the sounds of it, Roger was trying to talk her out of taking the test.
Yep.
The Ascendant Court is filled with people who are aspirants to the test. And even more, twice, 3 times that same amount of people who have taken the test and failed.
Yeah.
So, without knowing what the test is, there's always going to be this concern that when someone takes it, they're just going to die, no matter how prepared they may or may not be. And as one of her oldest friends, he was trying to talk her out of it.
Understood.
But, as you know, considering our dear Martyr, talking her out of anything is kind of pointless.
Difficult.
Tricky.
You know what? Pretty easy. No convictions, that girl. None whatsoever.
None whatsoever. Where's the radiant spark at the moment?
Don't worry.
See, I'm absolutely imagining that at some point she's got a hold of a necklace or something and just attached it.
No, what I'm imagining is as they're all like walking away from the meeting with the guy in charge,
Yeah.
he like hangs back a little and just starts like throwing it up in the air and catching it. And just one time she doesn't.
And
There's
everyone
just
just
panic.
looks.
And she just scrambles, picks it up, and is like, I nothing happened.
It's fine. It's not a dangerous artifact that's packed to the rim with demons and angels and other outsiders. It's fine.
Full of ghosts.
Well, a couple of days will pass. And Quintus, Halcyon, Rose, you'll all be sitting in the Dragon's Veil, kind of just having a casual drink, doing what friends do. Like, you're not having to talk battle plans or anything like that.
Except that Halcyon's dead and never came back. And Rose introduced his new friend, Elias.
There we
Correct.
go. But to you, Quintus, Elias seems to be very familiar with you all, and you kind of have this instant rapport with him that you don't quite understand, but it's like, no, this is fine.
I remember Elias.
Yeah.
He clearly trained with Halcyon because they fight almost identically.
He came
You wanna
with
try
us
and
to
see
that
through it, Bill?
noxious retort and was actually good and helpful.
Yeah, I'll
Did
have
you want-
another perception. I'll give it another go. Like,
But it never
one
go.
last attempt.
What's your DC, Halcyon?
Very high.
Yeah.
What's your DC, Halcyon?
It would be Deception plus 10 plus 20.
No, it's 50. The DC's 50.
It's 50? There you go.
Alright, get a 46, Quintus.
No, that's not how it works.
It is.
Yeah, because I'll
actually.
get a plus or plus whatever.
Plus 4 from me.
Yeah. I need a 19 or a 20, I guess.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, no. It's hard to up your perception.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cyclops.
Does he get a +2
Oh.
circumstance bonus because he's been around Halcyon?
House.
No, that wouldn't change anything because your
Halcyon's
aid
also-
bonus is circumstance.
My aid bonus is status, actually.
Wait, what? Is it an aid or what?
It's I'll just
Inspire
cast it.
competence?
It's that cantrip.
It's the inspire competence. Is that a circumstance unlike everything else?
Bring it up. We'll find out.
Yeah, you aid.
Oh, it is. Damn. Isn't everything else a status?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so everything else is status, that one's circumstance.
that's because everything else is the bonus itself, whereas inspire
Nasty.
competence is you're doing an aid.
Damn.
Which makes sense,
Well,
but also sucks.
you get to 48. This guy, you know this guy. He
Mhm.
definitely, this is definitely somebody you've met along the way. you just can't quite put your finger on it.
To be fair, Marta doesn't know Halcyon either yet.
But the conversation will eventually come around to you, Quintus, and the Cyclops, who's currently got a He's not set up home.
Outside.
Yeah. He's set up as well as can be expected for a man of his size. But no, the conversation will eventually get around to that.
Mm-hmm. There's a giant Cyclops outside that wants me to go be a hero of the people.
You're engaged, Quintus. Not to state the obvious.
No, I'm aware.
And a sergeant.
Correct.
So now, it's not possible. That doesn't mean it won't always be impossible for you to leave this place.
Sounds like they're in aid. They're in need of aid. No.
It does, it's true. Well, honestly, helping the god-anointed people might be one hell of a honeymoon, if you think about it that way.
Off to the side, Pava suddenly just her ears perk up,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks around the room. She doesn't know what, just like something's crawled over her grave or something. She's just like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
You
I
should.
feel like
you
you
should
could do a lot of things for a honeymoon, but if you're taking out a woman of that caliber, you've got to do something different. Flowers and bridal carriages won't cut it, Quintus. Something spectacular.
Pava, this should probably be a conversation that you should listen in on. If you wouldn't mind joining us for a moment.
She comes over and it's like, this is about the whole thing with the Cyclops, right?
There's a
Yeah, it's about
Cyclops
the whole thing with
outside.
Cyclops. Yeah.
Have you seen the Cyclops outside?
Yes, I've seen the Cyclops outside. We've had a couple of
He-
conversations.
He came here looking for me.
Of course, okay. So, is he talking about your family? Is he here to give you gold?
Quest.
There's a god that directly asked for my assistance in a matter.
Oh, okay.
That's correct, right? Like Bill is just clarifying. That's
Yes,
yeah. That's
essentially.
Yeah. It's
Maybe-
not local.
Okay. How? I would ask how not local it is, but I know he's from Illidan.
It's probably in
Yeah.
Illidan.
So that's a couple of weeks' journey away. You've also already, how do I put this well? You've already beaten a demigod.
Correct.
So,
Mm-hmm.
like, isn't that enough? Look, if you want to go on this quest, I won't stop you. But understand, I will be by your side.
Exactly. There we
Mhm.
go. Thank
Mhm.
God you're gonna marry someone with good sense.
Not, no, look. Doing stuff around Absalom is fine. But if you're leaving the country, I'm going with you.
You, swing that hammer better than I've seen anyone swing a hammer before.
And you flatter me. I'm a blacksmith with extra steps.
You think you can be a blacksmith with extra steps on the road? For maybe a year?
For however long it takes, I think I can. And she turns to you, Elias and Rose. So are we going to be joined by a bard and a doctor?
No, I'll be going elsewhere for now. But you'll have a way to reach me, I promise.
I have to go talk to people about medical things. Like,
Quintus nods knowingly. Yes.
Well,
Medical things.
medical
this
things.
famous lady I met at the Noxious Retort wants me to go and do medical talks.
A speaking tour, if you will. Well, look, we have to do the wedding either way, because we're not leaving until that's sorted. We've already done too much planning.
Yep, understood. It's the only reason I'm still here.
Like, booking the Grand Halt has a waiting list.
So, to be fair, that whole giving them their tree back did help us, skip that waiting list.
Yeah, no, they cut
Just so
down.
we're clear.
Yeah, they bumped us up the list a fair bit, but still.
A fair bit, darling. There was no list. Anyway, keep going. I understand your meaning.
No, look, it was our mistake. We mentioned a wedding, and all of a sudden the prices on everything increased.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But, look, Quintus, darling, if you want to go and do this, then we wed, and I guess we're going to have a very interesting honeymoon.
Yes, exactly. It'll be like the kind of thing you tell your grandkids about. Yes, honey, I married him, and then we went and kicked ass together. Like, come on. That's pretty cool, right? In terms of stories.
In terms of stories, yes. But
Agreed. We'll have to find someone to look after the Dragon's Veil for us in our absence.
oh, I'm sure we can find someone to do that.
I think I know of an old police sergeant that was looking to step into a quiet life.
Oh, you gorgeous, gorgeous man.
Wow, I love that full
Gorgeous.
fucking circle.
Gorgeous man. Talking about Bill here, not Quintus. Though Quintus is gorgeous too. That was brilliant.
That was pretty brilliant. It is, however, at this point, a strange woman walks up to the table.
What race are they?
If you say Elvin, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
No, look, there are some.
So it was me all along.
There's
Oh my god.
there's definitely some elven features to her.
Oh my god.
Very pale, kind of sickly would be a way to put it.
Oh. Go on.
But for the most part, she kind of just she
Drink,
seems
ma'am, can I get you anything?
she does seem entirely unremarkable. Average, I think, would be the best way. Like, it's kind of hard to put
It's
your finger on
healthy.
it. I mean,
I can be of any gender.
saw the thing you. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that thing you did earlier.
yeah, many guises, yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
so
continue.
I
She's.
yeah, I asked them. Is there anything? Can I get you a drink, ma'am?
She
You
does.
don't remember me, do you?
I mean,
I was gonna say if it was the detective.
I mean,
Yeah, reveal machinations.
it's
I was
Halcyon.
gonna say it could have been either the detective or Halcyon.
Stop,
Matt, please continue.
Oh.
Matt, please continue, unless it is either one of those things.
Well, I don't believe she says anything else. And with that, she takes her drink and leaves.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll perception check that shit.
Oh, wow.
That's a terrible roll. That's an equally terrible roll. I'm going to use my hero point.
50's 50 gotta do it, right? 50 gold, give it to you.
What was that, Rose? You're a bit quiet.
Yeah, 50. 50 for Halcyon.
50 for Halcyon? Okay. The Halcyon, to you, the woman kind of rings a bell, but that's about it. Like, it's entirely possible she could have just been a patient at one point. And by her general pallor, might actually need some medical attention again in the future, but otherwise she seemed healthy.
I feel like we're supposed to get this, but we don't.
It's
Well-
possible that it's disguise. What was the lady who took over from the Father Blackfingers?
Frankie!
Franca?
Possible that it's
Franca.
Franca?
Probably not, no.
Guys?
No.
Okay.
Is it the Queen of Darkness, or whatever her name is, in human form?
I mean, it's doubtful. You get the feeling there would be more of a procession about it.
Fair.
But as for Franca, she took over from Blackfingers, so poison more than, disguises and things. But from that point, kind of not in media res, but we're pulled from a scene and are taken elsewhere, outside the Radiant Citadel, where Roger seems to be waiting for someone. And we see the detective approaching with Tenebrae in tow.
She has a drink in hand. She's been crying. But she still sachets up like nobody's business.
Lenore is watching from a nearby rooftop, silently, not moving.
We didn't have to do that,
It's better this way. It will be painful for them to keep me living in their memories.
Yeah, right. I still don't agree with it, but...
Well, you cast the memory altering spell.
Yeah, no, I get that.
That's on you, bud.
As powerful as it is. We'll
I
see where
appreciate-
it's...
I
Yeah,
appreciate your work.
At this point, he looks to the Starstone Citadel and goes, "So, you've made your sacrifice."
Yep. Several times over, if I'm going to be completely honest with myself.
You made good friends here and you've given them up. I hope it's worth it.
Oof.
It's... It's hard to say. But... I'm not one who really changes direction, shall we
Okay.
say.
I get that. He passes you a handkerchief.
She cleans herself up. Gotta look good for the stone.
Gotta look good for the test. He takes that handkerchief back and pockets it. So you have a plan? I know you wouldn't tell me, but it's time.
I mean, go in there, kick ass, become a god. Don't worry, I won't be staying for long, so I won't cramp your territory or anything.
You know me. This isn't exactly my territory.
No, God, no. Do you even have a territory?
No, not at all.
Well, listen, thank you for everything you've done, and I hope you go get to see your family soon.
They're on their way.
And with that, Marta takes out the Radiant Spark and holds it up. The first test of the Starstone is to make it to the Citadel without using any of the bridges.
That's right.
The glow of the Radiant Spark causes her shadow to lengthen and crosses the gap, which she then uses to just casually walk over.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes into the doors and closes them behind her.
And with that,
Lenore whips
Yep.
down from the rooftops and just kind of lands on Roger's shoulder. Together, they watch the doorway.
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe a couple minutes, maybe 10, 15. And then Lenore flies off again.
with one final smile, Roger takes his steps, pike in tow, and wanders back into the darkness. And with that, the epilogue is completed, and the campaign fully comes to a closure.
Hey.
Wait, Rose wants to do two things real quick.
Rose
Yep.
has more stuff.
Rose only has two things that didn't need any prep. So first of all,
Yep.
Rose is gonna kind of collate this tale in the same notebook that he's used throughout the whole campaign to keep his, well, let's not be generous, conspiracy theories in.
Yeah.
And collates and finds someone to bind the tale of everything that happened and everyone. And then just leaves it in a random bookstore.
Aww.
To be discovered one day. And then secondly, Rose is going to, because I believe, so did you roll silently for modify memory?
To a degree.
Okay, so did Lenore roll for modify memory then?
As an
Because if
outsider,
not,
Lenore would have been immune from the spell.
that's what I would have assumed.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, well,
Roger's
Lenore never said-
particular
Lenore-
purview is over familiars, but a part of that is he doesn't like to mess with familiars.
Well, as someone who keeps records, Lenore will carry this knowledge that the detective did the rest of her long ass life, and never remind Rose of it.
Yeah.
Rose spends a little while with the kind of Mage Crafters Guild in the Wise Quarter, crafting or I guess in this case, only two more. No, let's say three more of Lenore's feathers into kind of magical summoning stones.
Mhm.
Yep.
And on the day before I leave, I'll come and enter the bar and kind of place a single, now gilded, kind of quite gossamer, shiny feather on the counter that has a small, like, gem inlaid into it and is, like, looped around a pendant,
Yep.
and slide it across the counter to where Quintus is. What's this to you?
Well, thank you. But this is very ornate.
It's meant to be broken.
Oh.
Not now.
Oh.
Not right now.
Okay, I carefully put it back down.
If you need me,
Yes.
make it. And wherever you are, I'll come, yes?
Okay, understood.
I had to mute there because there was a motorcycle by.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's all good. Yeah, I understand. I hope that I don't have to use it. I'm sure I will want to use it every day.
Oh.
Well, As long as you're holding it, you should be able to send me messages.
I'm
And
picking
every
back
morning
up.
when
Hello.
it doesn't quite work that way.
Pull down on my left ear. Hello.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way either. I have to cast that one.
Touch
Essentially,
the feather to my left ear. Hello.
Hold it up like
I'm
an aerial.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
just like, hello?
I'm
I
calling-
talk into it like a
I'm going
microphone.
Oh my god. I'm going to patent it, but I'm not quite sure what to call it yet.
We can work that out.
Answering machine. No, hang on, wait. I work on women too. Essentially, anything you say into that comes to mine, and when I pick mine up the next morning, it speaks aloud in Lenore's voice whatever's been said to it. And mine's the same. So if you ever need to send me a message, I'll get it by the next one. And if you can't wait till then, you can break it and I'll come. But remember, you'll always be able to know roughly where I am. And I tap my shoulder where the tattoo is currently covered by my little jacket.
Yep.
So feel free to find me. I'm going to go get lost on the road of life.
I think that's exactly what you need.
For a little while, at least. There's always going to be a place to come home to, yes?
Mikasa, Sukasa, you are always welcome at the Dragon's Veil, whether I am here or not. Isn't that right, Olo?
Olo waves from behind the bar, looking very happy with his lot.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad she makes that happen. Alright, hug?
Are you out of interest sake taking that garbage lady with you?
Taking the garbage baby with me?
Lady. L.
Trip.
Garbage lady. Flip.
Dear Trip.
I don't
that's
know. Why?
Who are you taking anyone with you?
I glance at
gesture
Lenore.
Yep.
I glance at Lenore. Well, yeah, I think so. And Chorus is sticking around at least a little bit longer. At least till we get to Nex.
Yes.
And then I think Chorus is going to be jumping off somewhere near the Manor Wastes. There's some stuff they want to investigate there. He also wants to find out if he's pretty with a pistol, but I don't understand what that means.
Chorus is currently talking to some kobolds. And they're having
Okay, cool.
kind of a hushed conversation around a table.
Very cool. Alright. Hug?
Absolutely.
Alright. I jump as high as I can. I assume you catch me, and
Yeah,
big fucking bear hug.
Not a problem. We
Aww.
spin around like that Titanic scene.
Aww. Alright, Quintus. I'll see you probably within the year, yeah? We'll make sure our calls pass.
Absolutely.
Our calls pass? Or paths cross? Yeah, that.
Who's that?
Absolutely.
Alright. Best of luck, friend.
I just do that like little subtle gesture to indicate to Lenore that they're welcome to alight upon my
Yeah.
shoulder.
And Lenore does so.
As you step out, like
I grab a little rucksack by the door. Chorus scrambling away from the kobolds, like tosses a couple silvers their way, and then scrambles out, picking up a smaller rucksack.
Yeah.
We walk out the door, and Lenore is still sitting on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. That boy is gonna get himself into further emotional trouble before he gets better, isn't he?
Darling, I've spent half my life worrying about all the ways that living could go wrong. I think it's time I learned how to jump. And Rosie can do so too. Though, of course, he won't have you there to catch him, at least for a little while. But you know, half the fun is learning how to land on your feet, you know what I mean?
It's true. Just look out for him, alright?
You may not believe this, but I always do.
No, I know. I know.
I'm fine.
All right,
This is
Quintus.
fine.
Thank you for taking care of my boy. He wouldn't be alive if it weren't for you. And I'd hate.
You'd hate?
What?
Full of hate.
Did I cut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You said
sorry.
You'd hate.
I said, thank you for taking care of my boy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would hate to take care of a new speaker. Or to choose a new speaker, rather. Worst.
Yes.
So many imbeciles these days.
Let's not even entertain the thought.
No, absolutely not. Alright, tally-ho. I have to catch up to them eventually.
Yes, indeed. Travel safe and look after yourself.
We'll see you in about 6 months, 3 days, and about 4 hours' time. Ta-ta! And then she books it out the door.
Until then.
That exact period of time.
And then,
Yeah.
and then finally we make our way over to Halcyon's place,
Mm-hmm.
which I assume you're in residence, Halcyon. Elias.
Of the inn.
No, I assume you're working today.
Probably.
Are you not? Okay,
Depends
then I'm
Depends
gonna
on
knock.
how far down the track this is. Am I on my tour?
Not yet.
No, not yet. It's like a day later.
Oh. So I'm still trying to
Alright.
infiltrate and murder people. I mean, be nice to people.
All right. Well, I'll stick around the hospital socializing with your mimic, Ralso, until such a time as you return. And then I'll be waiting for you in your office.
Yes. And this is an evening thing, so I'd already be there.
Okay. Elias, how are you this evening?
Tired.
That was realistic.
Understandably. I came to say goodbye.
As in... That seems rather odd. Goodbye. Most people come and
Well.
say hello, not goodbye.
Hmm.
I'm leaving the city.
Oh! Well, that makes far more sense. Did you need anything to stock up on your way?
No, I still have the last batch you made me. I came to bring you this, and I hand you over, in contrast to Quintus's, which was or Quintus, I guess I don't know how you I remember how to use S's in English, fuck that. Quintus's. In
Quintai?
contrast to Quintus, which was gilded, yours is a solid onyx black feather, very similar to the look that Lenore's usually carry, except kind of without the purple removed. So it's just an incredibly dark black with just a tint of blue on the edges of it. And I kind of pass it across your desk, pushing it over the papers. You will need me again, yes?
Hopefully I shouldn't need any assistance in the near future, but if I do...
You know where to find me. It works as a messaging system, too. Anything you say while you're holding the feather should reach me by the next morning. And the same, if you ever pick it up, you should hear whatever I've passed through it. Just a easy way to keep in touch, yes?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for patching me up more times than I can count.
I take a slight piece of paper out of the drawer and slide it across. Here's your bill. Do you read your bill?
My bill. What does it say?
You get lost.
Get lost?
Yeah.
I love it. Adore it. All right, well, I'm going to
Perfect.
come over, and I hold my arms out for a big hug.
I come and give you a small hug.
Aww.
Thank you,
Big
Hassan.
gesture
An
from
adequately sized creature. An adequately sized hug for the creature. I can't give you a medium hug or a
Yes.
large hug because you don't
This
fit
is
those.
true.
You don't fit
But
those size parameters.
also go fuck
Fuck
yourself.
yourself. Yeah.
All right, Halcyon. Best of luck with your life and everything else, yes?
Goodbye, Rose. Have fun on your journeys.
All right. And with that, I walk out the door.
Okay.
And don't mess up anyone else's insides.
I'll do my best. And as I'm walking away from the inn, Lenore leans down and goes, "You do remember you're never going to see him again, right?" And Rose doesn't say anything.
Hmm.
Mm.
Now,
And
Yeah.
with that done, Rose drops off just about all of his money to the kobolds,
yeah,
as is
yeah.
tradition.
As
Sounds
is
about right.
fucking tradition, yeah.
As is tradition.
Who'd have thunk?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep, your hero's stipend has been forwarded to Rekarek.
Yep. Yes, exactly. And with the first carriage going east, Rose hitches a ride.
All right. Well, unless anyone else has anything else to end the campaign on, any final thoughts?
Man, that took forever.
So,
Well,
I'd like to believe that's in character.
Halcyon's just done with people. He's filled his quota.
Just like standing there at the door watching.
Mhm.
Man, that took
Yeah.
forever.
It was a long distraction to get back to robbing the rest of that casino.
Yeah. I like to think that in just like my Scottish grandparents always did, he
Yeah.
stands at his fucking window watching me leave and waving until I'm out of sight.
Way. Yeah.
And because I'm a tiny little because I'm a tiny little gnome, it takes forever. And so that's the closing scene.
well, with no one else having anything to say, that night feels all the darker for all of you. The lights just seem that little bit dimmer. Even amongst the people of Absalom, they come to call it the long night. But when the sun finally rises, it's all the brighter. And Absalom and Galarian itself feels just that little bit better.
Nice.
And with that, Agents of Edgewatch is finished.
Hooray, we did it!
1 year, 11 months,
Yep.
and 24 days.
Fucking-
That took.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Well,
As of next Wednesday, it will be exactly 2 years.
Nice.
well,
What, for you guys?
For us, yes. Well, since Matt and I first corresponded, I don't actually know the date of our first session.
I could probably go back and find that out.
That's
but
okay.
For the most part, we did all of our gushing last week, so I don't think we really need to repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you to everybody.
But no, thank you for everyone who's watched us from the beginning, or even if you came in midway, or even if you're just showing up now. We do appreciate it. This has been a long campaign, and it's rare a group gets from 1 to 20, and we managed to pull it off.
Yeah.
But as for what comes next, we will be starting up a game of... Well, it will be Pathfinder 2, of course, but we'll be going to Outlaws of Alkenstar, set in Alkenstar itself. It's in kind of a deserty area. There's going to be cowboy flavor to it. I'm going to be ramping it up. I mentioned a lot of this last week, so I'm not going to repeat it, but there is going to be a lot more of that. As for the day and the time, it's currently not set. We are going to be moving from Sunday to some other time. Don't apologize, for fuck's sake. We've been over this.
So good.
But we will be shuffling the day and the time. Information about that will come down. I'm not sure if we'll be back next week because I want to do a couple preparations, but we might be. So I will suggest follow the Twitter, subscribe, follow all that other stuff. I think at this point we've had the internet long enough that we know how all this goes. But
Call to action.
yes, the call to action. You can usually find me on Twitter. I'm there pretty often, even if it doesn't look like it. I'm usually stalking someone. But for the last time, this has been Tabletop Obscura, presenting Agents of Edgewatch for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, powered by Foundry VTT, with the music by Tabletopy. This particular track is called Sadness.
Aww.
Nice and simple. But I hope you have a good day, a good night, a good week, no matter where you are in the world. And remember, we are the storytellers. Goodbye.
We did it.
We did it.
Yay.
Right.
Yeah, we did.